Hello, and welcome to the Dillon Dialogue. This is Councilmember Jennifer Barchers, Town Manager Nathan Johnson, and I am Director of Marketing and Communications, Kirsten Anderson. Thanks for being here with us today. How is everyone?
We're doing great, Kirsten. How are you doing?
Wonderful. It's so nice to be back in a studio and together and maskless. So huge kudos to our community for getting out there and getting vaccinated and getting us to this point so that we can be here giving you an update. And with that, Nathan, talk to us about the financial position of the town of Dillon.
Well, Kirsten, things started out really well this year. For the month of March, our actual sales tax revenue is quite substantially higher, 91,000 if we compare 2019 to 2021 numbers, but more like 299,000 if you compare this March to last March, which unfortunately last year was a shutdown.
Right.
So things are looking pretty bright. We're pretty excited. We think the trend's going to continue to go up, especially as we go into the summer months. Probably about the same as last year, maybe even better.
Yeah, I think there's going to be pent-up demand with all of us eager to see one another.
Yeah, pent-up demand. There's a lot of activity going on in the town, and we're pretty excited about it.
Great. It seems like a lot of that strength can be attributed to the flexibility of our businesses, but also, Jen, talk to us about some of the things council did to support our community throughout COVID in terms of special efforts.
Yeah, so we did two separate series of grant opportunities for our businesses. So they were able to apply one or both to get help with rental assistance or other kinds of assistance that they might have needed. So that went over really well. And then something that we're really proud of as council is the what did we call it? We gave gift cards. Share the love.
Share the love.
Share the love. Thanks. We offered gift cards to Dillon residents. A total of $50, 2 gift cards of $25 a piece to spend at local businesses between now and I believe June 21st.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's been exciting, and I just used mine at the Pilates studio in Dillon, and that was Bridget our business owner was super happy, just super excited to be getting these gift cards coming in, and she'd received several. So
awesome.
It was really great to see our businesses happy with that program.
And she just moved, right? She's in a new spot in Dillon?
Yes, she is across from Walgreens.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
And really, we scheduled those to really help during this shoulder or mud season, even though, we've seen a lot of traffic through the month of May, even though it's been snowing every day. So I'm sure some of that visitation out of the Front Range is continuing to help us. So as far as COVID, right, we alluded to the fact that we're seeing loosening restrictions. Give us a little bit of an update, Nathan, on what we're seeing across the county and what we can expect. The governor just made some big announcements, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's right, Kirsten. The governor made some big announcements. What was that? Last week, last Friday. A little bit unexpectedly, but for the most part, if you're vaccinated, this pandemic is in the rearview mirror, so to speak. I think the governor actually used those words. But as far as a county perspective, I believe we're over 60% now that are fully vaccinated. I think over 70 have had at least their first dose, which is great news. And as a result, we're now in level green, which essentially is just one tier away from we're all in the clear, which I think we'll get there by the end of the month, hopefully. But as we move forward, it seems like masks are not really required if you're fully vaccinated, which is great, especially as we move into big event seasons or the big event season with the amphitheater, farmers market, things of that nature. We're pretty excited about that, especially after last year. I think it was tough for all of us. So everyone's hard work and determination really persevered throughout this challenging time. So it's great news.
It was hard to see that beautiful new facility, the amphitheater down there with just 175 people in it last year, that's for sure.
Definitely.
So if you haven't been vaccinated yet, the town of Dillon is partnering with the Summit County Public Health, and we're offering an event called Jammin' for the Jab. So essentially, a lot of our production team down at the amphitheater hasn't touched a mixing board in over a year. So we're doing a lot of training down there. Our goal is to have a production and live music experience on par with the beauty of that facility and of that natural location. So they're training all this week, knocking off the cobwebs, and the culmination of that event, we're bringing in a local band, and public health is coming out and setting up tents, and they're going to be giving vaccination shots. So you can come down May 28th from 4 to 7 p.m. You can get your shot. It's one shot and you're done. Grab a beer on us, or actually on our partner New Belgium Brewery, and enjoy some live music, and help us keep our community healthy and keep forward with this forward momentum. So I'm excited about that. Will we see you down there, Jen?
I think so, yeah. I think it's an awesome event. It's just credit to our marketing team for being so creative with, bringing together what we need, vaccinations and music. And
I think one of the great things about COVID is the way that our communities and different entities have come together to make things happen. So this is a great partnership with public health, and it's something that will take into the future, this level of cooperation, which has been great. Speaking of moving forward, one of the huge initiatives that we've been working on for the last 3 months is Plan on a Page. And that really is a council-driven initiative. And so talk to us a little bit about how that came about and where we're headed, and why it might be of interest to the community.
Yeah, Plan on a Page is awesome, an awesome organization tool, basically. And for a long time, we would have retreats or meetings, and we would write everything down on, big pieces of paper. But oftentimes that wouldn't translate over months down the road. Like, wait, what did we say on that big piece of paper? And so we asked if we could sort of translate those big pieces of paper and big plans from retreats and big meetings to a document that was a living document that would keep us up to date, and that staff could keep current, so that we would know, what was going on. We have so many projects all the time, and it's like, wait, where were we on that? Or the council member missed a meeting. It was nice. It's like, okay, how can I catch up? So we basically have a nice page which has our objectives, our deliverables, and sort of updates to where we are on that particular project or idea. So that's been really exciting for us as far as organization.
Yep, absolutely. And, a lot of these things live outside of staff's day-to-day operation. So it's, bite-sized pieces that keep us moving forward on these bigger initiatives.
Exactly.
And, one of the things that you really focused on, so a lot of these initiatives are found in our comprehensive plan, and this Plan on a Page can be found at townofdillon.com online for people to look at. And really the focus was about, communication. So how do we increase transparency? How do we get more people involved, right? We love the passionate, engaged resident, right?
Absolutely.
And then how do we also continue our initiatives of investing in our amenities, right? So with that focus, one of the things we're looking at is the core area and facade improvements. Nathan, talk to us a little bit about where we are with that, and what people might expect coming up across the summer.
Well, tonight we're actually going to have a discussion with the town council on the facade improvement grant program, and ways in which we can beautify the town core. Some of the things that we're looking at is a 1-to-1 match for specifically facade improvements. And as part of a discussion that we've had internally, we've sort of got a little bit into the weeds so much as to think more bigger picture about how we can beautify it. So we're going to bring some ideas forward, one of which is adopt a wine barrel flower pot program with our town core businesses to try to make it more lively, more energetic, and of course a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. So we're pretty excited about that. We're also going to be doing some walkabouts as well. First starting with overnight parking, I believe that's on June 1st, and then the 8th of June we're also going to talk about town core discussion and get some feedback from the community, and have that discussion with our council as to what people envision and what they would like to see the vision for the town core be. So we're pretty excited about that. I know council's excited, especially as it aligns to the goals and making Dillon an even better place than what it is today.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to move those listening sessions out of the virtual world and into, real life and out of doors and seeing our friends and neighbors. And I think it'll be great. The idea behind them is to be more informal, right? Have people not have to come to the council chambers or, and just be able to have really great community conversations. So I'm excited about this. Jen, you've been part of these, and thanks so much.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it just, out of the virtual space will be so nice to be able to actually just interact more with our citizens and, have more fluid conversation. And so, yeah, that'll be exciting.
The third one that we have scheduled for this coming quarter is looking at winter animation. I know we're just launching into summer, but we're already thinking ahead to winter. And one of the things that council has asked us to do is look at, we had the lake loops this last winter, and that was such a huge hit. Were you able to get out there? You're out all the time. So.
Yes, my dog and I loved it. It was so fantastic. My neighbors were out there almost every day. I was out there. It was definitely a hit, I think. And I heard so much great feedback from the citizens, so that was awesome.
Like a huge feel-good thing,
it was,
right?
it was.
There's not many things out there that aren't polarizing these days,
Yeah.
and we can say the lake loops was just pure joy.
It was pure joy, yep.
We're looking to expand on that winter offering at the reservoir. We're looking at bringing, hopefully, an ice skating rink down there, curling down there, and maybe doing some pond hockey tournaments. So as part of that, we partner with Denver Water and DREC to get approval to do that. And they were pretty supportive of us exploring this concept. But one of the things we want to make sure that we're doing is talking to all of the user groups down there. So on July 27th at 5:30 down near the waterfront, we're going to be inviting our kiteboarders and our fishing concessionaires, the word was just tough for me, to come talk to us about, where we might place that and how we manage to parking and all those good things down there. So stay tuned for that. And of course, council members are available at those meetings as our staff and our town manager here. We also have our website that's going to be launching in mid-June. So we're refacing our tourism side and talking about concerts and things like that. But we've really been, again, towards that transparency, and as part of our plan on the page, looking at the government or municipal side of our website and trying to figure out, how to get people on our newsletter and how do we communicate meetings and agendas in an easier way. So I'm pretty excited that we are launching that new website, and we'll have examples of that in our June meeting, but that's also coming out mid-June. So those are all sort of some of those plan on a page initiatives and that we're really excited to be moving forward on. So Jen, have you had a chance to look at some of the concerts that are
I haven't
coming?
until just now, so this is great. Yeah.
It's always really hard to get bands to finalize their concert, and COVID certainly made that a little bit more challenging. So we have a last few trickling in, but over the last 2 weeks we've been announcing our paid shows, and we're so excited, right? When we invested in this amphitheater, this was our dream. How do we bring national acts? And we have Melissa Etheridge that's coming, Fruition just announced, String Cheese Incident is coming back. Actually, those tickets, we did a limited release, and now that we know that capacity numbers are increasing, we're going to release more tickets. But what's really exciting, and this is also at council direction, is that all of our paid shows have a Dillon Locals Club component. So whether that's a pre-sale or a discounted rate or a special offer, and String Cheese is no exception. So on May 25th, at Affordable Music, Gary is going to have 400 seats available to sell to residents. So just a really cool initiative.
And it incorporates our local business owner, Gary, so that we love those kind of combinations.
Right, whenever we can make that happen.
Yeah, and we're still really proud, of course, of our free shows too. And that was a council initiative also to make sure we keep plenty of free shows all summer long. Because it's really important to us to make sure we're providing entertainment for all.
Yep, absolutely. And so some of those free shows, we are finalizing them yet, but we know that we'll be having Latin Soul, The Long Run, which is, Nathan, I don't think you've seen a Long Run show. It's an Eagles cover band, but it's awesome. Hazel Miller, The Nacho Men, right?
Always.
People are
Well, you had me on Nacho Man.
Nacho Men or string cheese, never
Yep,
fear,
yep.
we have them both.
Yes.
So stay tuned. More to come on that, DillonAmphitheater.com. We can't wait to see everyone down there at the amphitheater this year. With that, basically, we are meeting every first and third Tuesday. Nathan, do we have plans to be back in person? Are we still virtual? Give people an update on what we think that might look like.
So our first meeting in June 1st, we are planning to be in person. However, we're working on a live component to where we can incorporate the virtual platform. We've been using the Microsoft Teams application. We feel that we've got a lot of good feedback from our community, so we want to try to keep that engagement going, especially with our second homeowners and short-term rentals. So we feel that if we can incorporate that, we're working with our IT team right now to make that happen. If it's not June 1st, hopefully it'll be that second meeting in June, which is June 15th. But as far as in-person meetings, council will be in person. June 1st, I'll put another plug in on that for the overnight parking demonstration. So I believe that begins at 5. And we should be out and about walking around the town court in particularly for about an hour or so. So we're looking forward to that. I think everybody's looking forward to being back and interacting with one another and having that camaraderie. It's always good. So
Yeah, absolutely.
we're very much looking forward to it.
It's good to see familiar faces, that's for sure.
Definitely.
The first and third Tuesday, please join us. We love to have your engagement. Visit townofdillon.com to sign up for our newsletters, to stay informed. And other than that, we hope to see you real soon.